California, D.C., Maine, Maryland, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon. Right now, these are the only places in the U.S. with rent control policies at the state or local level. But this is an idea that's gaining attention here at home. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vanessa Rufus. Rising rent prices in the Queen City have advocates calling for policy change. And these groups specifically are looking for a cap on costs and corporate-owned rentals. WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman tells us about the local push for rent control.
Most states have laws banning counties and cities from passing rent control measures. The Carolinas both passed rent control bans in the 80s. But with skyrocketing rent prices, a group called ActionNC hopes to change that.
It's out of hand.
According to a RentCafe study, the average rent for an apartment in Charlotte is $1,639. In 2019, the study says it was around $1,200.
I'm just finding myself near the end of the month squeezing whatever I have left.
The rising costs are affecting renters like Cecelia Hendking. She's on a fixed income, so her rent going up more than $100 a month.
It's overbearing.
That's why ActionNC is pushing for rent control, which would regulate how much landlords can increase prices. The organization also wants the city to stop corporations from buying thousands of Charlotte homes.
They buy up everything. What's going to be left?
Real estate brokerage Redfin reports that in the fourth quarter of 2021, investors bought more than 30% of homes in Charlotte. The national average was 20%. ActionNC is pointing the finger at corporations for rising rent. But the Greater Charlotte Apartment Association points to the pandemic, eviction moratorium, and inflation. Plus, executive director of the GCAA, Kim Graham, argues that rent control can actually harm communities. She says, quote, "We agree with the National Apartment Association that rent control distorts the housing market by acting as a deterrent and disincentive to develop rental housing." She goes on to say it hurts economic activity, jobs, and wages. But advocates are hoping state and local officials act soon to slow the rising costs.
I think that it's possible to make a change.
After hearing concerns on how many properties real estate corporations are buying up in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County has dedicated $500,000 in this year's budget to research the effect of corporate-owned real estate on residents. In Charlotte, Julia Kaufman, WCNC Charlotte.